This is the RVC Showcase podcast, hosted by Eric Crocker.
Welcome to the first annual episode of the RVC Routes vs. Coverage podcast. I'm your host, former NFL and AFL defensive back, Eric Crocker. And today I'm talking to a couple of sharp, young gentlemen. Jess Brown from Bishop O'Dowd, tall, long, lengthy, athletic receiver. And we're going to talk about somebody on the other side of the ball as well, Dietrick Burks, defensive back out of San Ramon Valley High. This is the first many installments, all right, as we get this going, posting it to social media and all that stuff to really talk about what's going on at these RVC camps. Just a terrific opportunity for kids to really showcase their talent and compete, man. And you guys know everything right now is all about exposure, and that's exactly what we're trying to do. All right, so with no further ado, I am bringing on our first guest, receiver. You know what? Let me start. Not just receiver, state champion receiver out of Bishop O'Dowd, Jess Brown. Jess, man, how you doing?
I'm great, coach.
All right, man. So, Jess, I put on the film and I started to kind of prepare to watch all of you and just see, what kind of game do these guys have? And immediately, your skill set jumped out to me. A long, lengthy, athletic receiver. I thought you had terrific run after catch ability. Watching you position your body to high point the ball against these defensive backs, I thought you used your body extremely well. But there were a lot of good things that you did. Do you model your game after like an NFL player or a collegiate player, or do you just go out there and play ball?
One person I really look at is Jacoby Lane. Just a long, lengthy guy like me, and he just goes after the ball every time it's in the air, and that's what I really look at the most.
Yeah, he just went to the combine, had a terrific 40-yard dash, big hands. Every time I see clips of him, they're posting him just stretching out arm hand out there, palming the ball with one hand. So that's a terrific dude right there to really model your game after, especially if you are a taller guy. Uh I'm a high school football coach. I'm a head coach over at Edison High School in Stockton, California. And we aspire to do something that you guys just did, man. You guys won a state championship. Tell us a little bit about what really went into accomplishing a goal like that.
Uh, Something that went into it was really the off-season workouts. I mean, we started out early in the morning, 6 a.m. workouts like every other school, but I feel like we just hit it differently. Where we started out in January, right before we could even breathe. And I feel like that's what really took us off. We had, great senior leaders, and we had a lot of guys come in every single day. I feel like that just bring the energy on into the season and just made us better.
Oh yeah, nah, and that works, right? I mean, just getting that kind of buy-in from the kids, the coaching staff. I think that's one of the bigger challenges for coaches nowadays, especially to get you guys up that early, working out at 6 a.m. And you guys bought into that. And then we see what the results are. Now, when you look at the stats, right? Because I talked about your ability, you don't see these crazy jaw dropping numbers. At Edison, we just had a receiver, Langdon Horace. He went to Stanford. He's like a 1,300-yard receiver. We're throwing the ball dang near every play. You guys aren't throwing the ball a lot. So when you have your opportunities, in your head, do you say, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to get 4 catches this game, 5 catches, 2 catches. So I just need to make the most out of every opportunity that you get. Is that something that goes through your mind?
Yeah, I feel like every single game, it was either like, I'm either about to pop off or I just got to get one touch and just go. Like I feel like most games, like it'd either be one catch and a touchdown, or I just got to do my thing, get 3 of them.
You did a good job. So for guys like you who aren't putting up these jaw dropping numbers, you do still have some interest from colleges. So talk to us a little bit about some of the colleges that have, just kind of contact you, some things that you're hearing, and what are they telling you about their game that they like.
Well, Cal Berkeley has been, the strongest interest with me. I just went on their junior day. I've met with their head coach and things like that. I feel like their strongest interest in me is just my length and my, potential. They say my stats aren't the best right now, and I feel like that's what what has to change next season. I feel like with this new coaching hire, it's really gonna take off, and I'm really confident in my new team.
Oh, that's awesome right there. So because you haven't been able to put up the craziest numbers, how beneficial is it for you to go to a camp like RVC?
I mean, it means a lot because just because you can't put up numbers, it just puts more weight on your back. I mean, it just getting exposure in general is hard, but getting exposure and then putting your name out there, and now your stats don't really match it. It's even harder. So now I have to go to even more camps. Grind even more harder than the other guys.
So there's this defensive back that we're going to talk to shortly. He's going to be coming up here. What is your message to all the defensive backs that will be trying to challenge you later this month at the RVC camp? Do you have like a message to them? Do you think anybody's going to be able to stop them? Like, what are your thoughts on these guys that are going to be lining up on the opposite side of the field?
Well, I mean, my whole game is just being a tall guy. So I feel like the biggest thing to watch out for me for is just it's just the jump ball for real. I mean, that's really it. Yeah.
Now you talked about the jump ball, and we are expecting that. Are there any other aspects of your game that you're looking to work on prior to the RVC camp, or prior to the start of this season? I know for me, I'm always setting these goals for these guys, even when they go, they're playing on these 7-on-7 teams. I'm like, all right, you playing on these teams, that's good, but focus, find something to work on in this game, right? It could be the top of your route, or it could be change of pace in the route, but find something to work on so we're getting better out here. Are there things that you're looking at with your game that you would like to continue to improve on this offseason?
Most definitely. My thing this year is being explosive, and really coming off the ball and coming out of every route. I feel like I've been working out with my trainer every weekend, Coach Trent, and he's been helping me out with that a lot. Doing sand workouts and stuff like that. So it's just really getting off the ball and just coming out of every single break, which is a harder step.
Let's go. All right, big body receiver, being able to, come out of his breaks tough, being able to catch the ball, high point. That's something that I'm super excited to see later this month at the RVC camp. Jess Brown, man, I appreciate you for coming on. Good luck at the camp. And of course, good luck this offseason heading into your senior year.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that was Jess Brown out of Bishop O'Dowd High School in Oakland. I'm excited to watch Jess, especially compete against some of these very talented defensive backs that we're going to be seeing at the RVC camp later this month. And speaking of defensive backs at the RVC camp, we got one coming on right now. Dietrick Burks, big defensive back. There's a lot of things that I loved when watching his film. Sometimes people get labeled a zone corner. Sometimes people get labeled a man corner. This is a guy that definitely can do both and do both at a very high level. I loved watching him just read routes and concepts, whether it was off, whether it was press. I mean, it is kind of difficult to teach guys to line up in the press alignment, but still be able to read route concepts from there and play zone. Well, Dietrick Burks did exactly that. So, with no further ado, we're going to bring on Dietrick Burks right now out of San Ramon Valley High School.
Yo,
Dietrick Burks,
yo.
man, how you doing?
Good, good. How you doing?
Good, man. Hey, when I first clicked you in right before we got started right now, just your confidence, man. Like I'm like, oh, this is a defensive back. I
Yeah,
played DB. All
yeah.
right, I played DB. And the confidence I feel like you're supposed to have at the position, I feel like you have that. Am I reading that wrong, or
No,
where do
no,
you
you
get
got
that
it. You got it
confidence?
right. You got it right. You got
Okay.
it right. You got it. When you at DB, you got to have a little bit of like swagger, in my opinion. You got to have a little bit of swagger, a little bit of cockiness, just a little bit, but stay humble a little bit though. Got to stay humble.
Yeah, well, one thing about defensive back that you and I both know, you got to have a short memory, right? Because there can be
Yeah,
a bad play, but we want to make sure that we get our minds right. Because what I tell my kids all the time, the most important play is the next play. So
yeah.
whatever I did, I mean, I can have a pick six. I still got to get right back to it. And the most important play is going to be that very next play
Exactly.
when I line up on defensive back. You play at San Ramon Valley High, man. You guys play against some terrific competition. I'm seeing guys on your schedule like Clovis North. I'm seeing De La Salle. You got to play De La Salle twice. What was that like playing against a team that really is kind of like one of those historic standard type franchises
Yeah.
in Northern California in the Bay Area?
Yeah, playing Dale is always going to be a good game. They're very disciplined. Like they have a great coaching staff. They have great players, great athletes. Very, very disciplined. Playing them, they got a very strong run game. They don't really pass that much, but just stopping the run game and just making them throw the ball is the best thing you could do. But just playing them, just being very highly competitive in their receivers, their running backs and cornerbacks, just all athletes around. They're just great players.
Yeah, no, David South, they're going to do their thing and they're going to be very disciplined. How do you like playing that San Ramon Valley? It seems like they utilize you a lot. I'm watching you on defense. I'm also watching you on offense as well. How's it like playing over there right now?
But also, it's great. It's just great. I love the coaches. I love my fellow teammates. I love everybody. Just being able to make that connection on defense, being able to see things, let the coach know, make adjustments on the fly, and also having all the coaches see things. Obviously, calling out the right plays and defenses is great. We're just all connected. It's just a great relationship.
Oh, that's awesome right there. And it seems like you guys have a really core group. So you guys have a tough task at hand, right? Like I said, I mean, you're playing against De La Salle, you're playing against big dogs, and then you had to see them again in the postseason. How do you guys prepare this offseason to be able to beat a team like De La Salle?
This offseason, we're preparing ourselves by staying disciplined. We're gonna 100% start working on more on the fundamentals. Just being able to be comfortable in our position. Like being able to see things before it happens. Like just being able to be comfortable and just stay disciplined.
So yeah, I mean that's going to be one of the main things that goes into beating a
Yeah,
team like that. Is going to take everybody and definitely take a lot of discipline, especially with some of the things that they do offensively, making sure defensive guys are in the right gaps and whatnot. But you're on the back end, and I would like to just call you a coverage guy because you're a cornerback, but I'm seeing a guy that is fitting and triggering on the run. You are more than willing to tackle, and I feel
yeah.
like you diagnose the plays extremely quick. When you see it, you trigger, you come down, you're throwing your body around. Where do you get that from? Is that something you see like, because it reminds me a little of like Jalen Ramsey. Is
Yeah.
there a cornerback at the NFL level or a defensive back in general that you see and you're like, you know what, I kind of want to model my game after that guy?
My motto is Jalen Ramsey. You hit it right on the nail. I love just coming down. I just love coming down and being physical. Like, man, me personally, I love pressing. Like everybody else already knows I love pressing. Like I'm a physical guy. Knowing that, like, especially playing cover one, just having man being single side if it's 3-by-1, and I got that man. That's my guy. Like I know my responsibility. Like I'm just gonna lock him up. I just love it. Once I see that guy just run that ball and I got a clear lane, I'm just gonna attack it. It just feels great, just coming down, making a big play, getting up, yelling, and then just the adrenaline just feels great.
I actually had written down, I was going to ask you if you prefer zone or you prefer, press man or man, because in your film, I thought you did everything very well, whether you're playing man, whether you're playing zone coverage. I love the way that you were reading these concepts. And then I kind of talked about it a little bit, but when I'm teaching all my guys, you got to be well rounded, right? You got to be able to play man, you got to be able to play zone. But when you have a guy that's truly clued and locked in on route concepts and what it looks like, to the point where I'm like, man, I wonder what he prefers. But you just answered it. You said, nah, I want to play man. I want to get in their face. But clearly you can play zone as well. Where does that come from? Kind of that studious aspect to your game, understanding route concepts. Do you have like a trainer that you work with, or is it
Um,
coaches in college? Like, I mean, high school, who gets you to lock in and understand what exactly you're reading and how to go about doing that?
Honestly, I had trainers in the past just really it's kind of like the trainers I used to have back then and just studying the game, like just being able to see things on television and then see it in the game that I've already seen on television. I'm like, oh, that's right there. It's just I just love it. My IQ just studying the game, like just being patient. That's the biggest thing, just being patient. You don't want to jump a route and then another route comes open in your zone when you could have just stayed patient.
So we just talked to Jess Brown, and he's getting interest from universities, especially in the Bay Area. Are you getting interest yet from some of the colleges? Are they taking note? Are they seeing what I'm seeing on film?
Yes, they say all the same thing about me triggering and breaking down, just being aggressive, and they just love my length and my height. Yeah.
So what colleges have reached out to you so far?
I have FSU, Washington, Stanford, Oregon, Texas, Texas A&M. I think Notre Dame might come. Not sure yet. We're gonna be going a little bit more camps, just getting my name out there. There's gonna be a lot more to come soon in a few months, like May and April.
Well, Washington just had two monster defensive backs at the combine. They did extremely well. They ran
Yes.
very well. Those are guys that are going to get drafted as well. So we see what Washington's doing, man. They kind of got a DB factory going on
Yeah.
over there. When you talk about camps and getting out there and trying to get as much exposure as possible, I'm assuming RVC is something that kind of helps with that. Is that what you're
Yeah.
looking for when you go to RVC to really kind of stamp your name? Hey, this is me. This is what I do. I'm the big dog out here.
Yeah.
Is RVC a great opportunity for you to do that?
I think so. Yes. If you come to RVC, just having that chip on your shoulder saying, yeah, I'm gonna come win it, because I won overall MVP 2 years in a row. So
Woo!
I'm trying to come win it 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
I gotta come win it 3 years in a row. So, but for other people, just come with that chip on your shoulder, like, yeah, I'm the guy. Yeah, nah, you're not finna route me, or you're not finna lock me. Just come with that chip on your shoulder. If you could ball at RVC, get that exposure, they're a great way to get connection, just get your name out there, 100%.
Let's go. Let's go. And I'm all about that. Is there something in this offseason that you're trying to work on with your game? We've talked about your man coverage, your ability to get in guys'
Yeah.
face. I've talked about off coverage, playing zone from a press alignment and still reading concepts. What aspects of your game are you looking to work on this offseason?
My aspects on cornerback right now. I'm mainly working on cornerback. I got a little bit of receiver in there because I play both ways, but mainly I'm getting recruited for cornerback. So for cornerback this year, I'm working on my hips, being able to open up my hips 180, then come down, break on a comeback, being a lot more patient, having that trigger. I'm a T-step guy, so I'm being able to T-step, being able to get out of there quick on a little hitch, take it back to the crib. And then another thing I'm really working on speed wise. I'm working on speed. Just getting just track right now, and then DV just getting stronger, faster, gaining weight too as well, and just gaining muscle.
That all sounds good to me, man. That sounds good. Do you have a message for the receivers at the RVC camp who may be listening to this podcast right now?
Hey, if you're a receiver coming to RVC, hey, you better come with it, cause I'm coming with it all. Y'all like I ain't letting y'all catch nothing. Y'all better come with it. I'm coming for that 3 years, so just hope y'all ready and just come ready to compete.
I love it. I love it. All right, guys, that's Dietrick Burke from San Ramon Valley High School, defensive back and receiver. He can play both sides of the ball, but man, this guy is talented and is made up of the goods. Hey, Dietrick, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, thank you. Have a good one.
All right. All right, you guys heard it here first. We got two big dogs, man. Jess Brown from Bishop O'Dowd, big, tall receiver, super athletic, yards after the catch guy that's looking to go to RVC and continue to stand out so he can showcase, hey, I don't need to play in this wing T type offense. And that's not just me. I can do everything. I got to block. I can catch. I can, jump ball. He's working on his routes. I'm excited to see what he looks like. And then you got Dietrick Burke, defensive back, San Ramon Valley High School, playing against some terrific competition there as well. And man, love the confidence that he exuberates through your headphones right now. And another guy I'm super excited to not only just watch, but I'm hoping I kind of give a few pointers to. There's some things I know a little bit about playing that cornerback position. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Routes versus Coverage podcast. On the next episode, we got some more receivers, defensive backs, and much, much more. Again, I'm Eric Crocker, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.